built my business to the point where peace is my priority. I didn't escape the grind. I literally just outgrew it. There was a season where I was just like many people who will watch this episode. If I wasn't working 12 to 16 to 18 hours a day, I did not feel like I deserved success. I learned that rest isn't the enemy of results. Chaos is. Hustle got me here, but structure, systems, and strategy is what keeps me here. So clearly I'm sitting here in my bathrobe preparing to shoot another episode of Full Transparency Podcast. And it's not because I got too comfortable on you guys. It's not because I have checked out. It is because I am fully checked in. Listen, I built my business to the point where peace is my priority. Peace is absolutely my priority. I built this peace. I didn't escape the grind. I literally just outgrew it. I'm at the stage in my business right now where hustle culture is just no longer aligned with the person that I am. And in this episode, I want to talk to you about how to build a strong business that's not predicated on hustle culture. And not only that, I want you to feel good about it, because hustle culture, no matter how much you hear people talk about it online, it's not the only way. Building a business that is based on systems, self-awareness, standards, and structure is also a way to build a solid business, not that just makes a lot of money, but a solid business that feels good to you. So here we are. We're checked in. Welcome to another episode of Full Transparency. My name is Donnie Wiggins. I am your favorite business coach, and I want to teach you all about entrepreneurship from different perspectives. And I do so by being transparent. Listen, there was a season where I was just like many people who will watch this episode. If I wasn't working 12 to 16 to 18 hours a day, I did not feel like I deserved success. In fact, days that I didn't work 12 hours a day minimally, it felt like if I didn't make enough money in that day, then I didn't earn it, right? And as I went throughout my journey, and you start to experience things like exhaustion and burnout, and you can't think straight because you're not resting, you're not getting any sleep, I learned that rest isn't the enemy of results. Chaos is. And do you know what burnout creates? Chaos. So today we're going to talk about how to build your business in a way that honors your ambition and your well-being. I transitioned my coaching business about 3 years ago to work with people who aren't all about the go, 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 go. One of my goals is to slow you down a little bit so that you can speed up. And I don't want you to confuse this headscarf and this robe. And this robe is a symbol of relaxation. This is a symbol of responsibility. This is a symbol that says, I did that, I earned that, and I get to do this now. I believe that grind equaling growth is an outdated mindset. I do believe that there are seasons in which we have to push a little harder, seasons in which we are running at a faster pace. But for that to be the lifestyle and the belief in which you have to do these things every single day, day in and day out, in order to achieve success, I believe that's outdated. There were times where I can remember holidays where I'm with my family, Thanksgiving, and my laptop is open. Thanksgiving, and I'm watching activity for Black Friday. I can remember birthdays where I didn't want to celebrate because I'm running a birthday sale and I'd rather be sitting behind my computer to make sure funnels didn't fall through or there wasn't anything that, was happening on the back end. I remember telling my clients that they could call me 24 hours a day and making their emergency my emergency. And then one day I just stopped, because once you hit that season of burnout, it feels like overnight you get to it, but it takes years sometimes to literally walk your way out of it. And I want to save you. I want to save you from feeling like if you aren't grinding, if you're not exhausted, if you're not constantly going, then you're not executing, because that's a flat out lie. I've hustled before. I've been there and I've done that all day, every day. And I learned something, that busy and productive are not the same thing. See, sometimes you're over there and you're working and you're going, and you're not even really working on things that are moving the needle in your business. You're literally just doing the work because society and your mentors and whoever has convinced you that if you're not working all day, you don't deserve it. You don't want it. If they don't see the evidence of your grind, your blood, your sweat, your tears. And I'm not saying that there will never be a season of that. I'm talking to the entrepreneur who's been doing that, who's almost about to approach burnout. I'm talking to the entrepreneur who's in the hustle and the grind season right now that's wondering if they're ever going to get a break from this, if this season ever slows down. Yes, hustle got me here, but structure, systems, and strategy, it's what keeps me here. And it's what has kept me an entrepreneur for more than 15 years at this point. No way was I willing to walk around aging prematurely, gray hairs before age says to get them. No way was I going to put that kind of stress on my heart, my organs, my body, my everything. No way was I going to create the type of success that I've been able to create and the type of success that is still on the way. And I am physically incapable of taking advantage of it because I have literally worked myself into sickness. No way was I going to do that. I see that you're watching the episode and I just went and checked your profile. I literally just clicked on you and I saw that you're not subscribed to Full Transparency. Why are you not subscribed to the channel? Go ahead and do that. Subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment because I'm going to pin my favorite one. I'm watching. I'm waiting. Did you subscribe? Nope. I'm still looking. I just went. Don't play with me. Go subscribe. Go do it now. Thanks. Bye. I worked the long hours and I'm grateful for those hours. I did everything manually, and I'm grateful for the season that I experienced myself as a DIY entrepreneur. But if I had more information, if I knew better, I would have done better. See, I was that person that worked tirelessly day in and day out because I didn't know any better. I didn't know anything about systems. I was writing down all my notes manually, going through my notebook, trying to find details. I was literally typing my books that I've written. I wrote every single word of these books. I didn't know about shortcuts and ghostwriters and cheat codes. We didn't have AI when I got started. I did everything manually because at the time, I thought that the smart entrepreneur knew every single thing about her business or his business. I thought that I had to know how to do every single thing. And the truth is, as you grow as an entrepreneur, you just have to know that those things are getting done. And you have to have systems in place to measure and monitor the fact that it's getting done. So over time, I moved from the person who does everything manually, the person who DIYs everything, to bringing more team in, bringing more systems in, making rest a part of my business plan. Rest is literally a part of my business strategy. Traveling to go on reset trips is a part of my business strategy. It is paid for by the business because these are things that I need every 60 to 90 days to keep me sharp as an entrepreneur, to keep me sharp as a business coach, to keep me sharp as a mentor. Hustle might build momentum. That part is true. But systems are what's going to build long-term legacy level results. All right. So we want to move away from that fast-paced mindset. And I don't want you guys to misunderstand me because there may be a time in the future where you might see me in a hustle season, in a grind season. And when you see me, the entrepreneur that I am today in that mode, it's just because I feel like it. It's because I'm shaking things up. It's because I want some excitement. It's because I'm in a season or a space where I like the feeling of the pressure that's associated with it because I'm a human and that happens. But it's no longer my business model. I no longer plan for 12-hour days. I rarely even plan for 8-hour days. I have everything organized on a calendar. I might work 4 hours a couple of days a week. And then the other hours we're checking systems, we're in meetings, we're updating with team. When your business starts to grow, your responsibility grows too. So your responsibility is going to grow to your clients or to your customers. It's going to grow to your team. It's going to grow to your family. And your responsibility grows in terms of who you are to your future self. Responsibility doesn't have to be pressure. And if it's pressure, then you're probably approaching burnout. Responsibility shouldn't feel like pressure. It should feel like trust. It should feel like things that you get to do. I get to run this business every single day. My goodness. When I shifted my perspective from things that I had to do, oh my God, I have to do this meeting. I got this going on. I got that going. I got the other thing going on too. You know what? I get to connect with my team today. I get to check in to see how well our systems are working. I get to update my courses and programs that keep me in high integrity with my community and my customers. Building responsibility means, or building responsibly means creating a business model that doesn't just fall apart when you decide to rest. I know there is someone who's watching this right now who has said, or who's saying, yeah, it sounds good, but that soft life stuff isn't for me. Anytime I decide to take a break, my business is going to fall apart. There's going to be all kinds of fires that I have to come back for. I know I used to be the entrepreneur who couldn't take a vacation without my laptop, without my phone, without, having accessibility to my team or my team having accessibility to me. And I want you to ask yourself, is that what you're building for? Are you really here to build something that requires you to monitor it 24 hours a day? Does that not feel chaotic to you? Do you not want to build something that you can enjoy, something that creates peace for you, something that creates peace for your family, something that creates assurance for your family, time with your family, time enjoying your life experience? Guys, let me tell you something. I advocate for entrepreneurship. And if I had it my way, every single person who heard the sound of my voice would have their own business. But I'm going to tell you this, your life and your life experience is not only about the business that you were able to create. It's not only about the money that you were able to make. It is about the options and the experiences and the opportunity and the time that you have to serve and to give back and to fulfill your purpose. You have to be able to fit all of this in. Otherwise, you are building a life predicated on chaos. And this is what nobody talks about. You don't hear a lot of people who have achieved wealth at a very high level talking about how they don't get to spend time being a parent, how their marriage is on the verge of falling apart because they don't get time to be a husband or time to be a wife. You don't hear these entrepreneurs speaking publicly about how they have a bunch of superficial relationships because they don't have time to actually build relationships. You don't hear entrepreneurs talking about the health issues that they are currently facing because they won't make time for the gym or a doctor's appointment. Nobody talks about those things. And we certainly shouldn't be scaling them. We should be scaling clarity, and we should be scaling peace. And we should be scaling outcomes that are good, that feel good, that do good. The goal isn't to build or to only build something big. The goal is to build something big that creates options and gives you the opportunity to breathe and experience it and to enjoy it. Hey, you guys, real quick, sorry to interrupt because I know you're enjoying the episode, but I had to make sure that you remember that you deserve to be a part of my mentorship community, Actionable CEO, Actionable CEO, Actionable CEO. Are you there? I'm giving you 7 days for free. Why aren't you at least trying it out to make sure I am the mentor for you? If you enjoy Full Transparency Podcast, the conversations, the tips, the nuggets, all the things, come on over to Actionable CEO. Let me help you get right. Personal development, professional development, money development. Let's get it. Get back to the episode. But first, actionableceo.com. Bye. So I want to give you 4 steps to building a soft but strong business. And I've got notes. Y'all know when I got notes, you should be taking out your pen and paper and writing down notes as well. All right, cool. So step 1. And again, this is 4 steps to build a soft but strong business, okay? Number 1, step 1, the first thing, simplify your model. Some of y'all are just doing way too much, right? We need to clarify what's actually getting results for our customers. You've got all these little add-ons. I don't care if you're operating an e-com brand or a service-based brand, whatever it is, you've got all these little add-ons because in your mind, more creates more value to your customers, when sometimes more just creates confusion for your customers. They don't know what to buy. And so now they're emailing you and DMing you and all the things. And it just removes your capacity to respond, to fulfill, to serve them in a great way. So if you simplify your model, you can get that clarity back, and clarity is what creates capacity. You can't manage complexity and peace at the same time. It just doesn't work. You can't be over here living in chaos and feel peaceful. It's like walking into your bedroom and your bed is filled with clothes, a mountain high, and you've got stuff all over your floor, and the bathroom is a disaster, and just everywhere you look in every corner is disgusting. You've got old water bottles sitting on your nightstand, your laptop, your work tools, and everything is in this corner of your bed, and so you've got this much space to sleep in your bed. We done been there before. We've been there before, where you let things get out of control. It's like being in a room like that, but thinking you're going to rest well tonight. You're not. Because the moment that you decide to turn over, your foot's going to hit the laptop that's on the bed, or your foot's going to get stuck because that mountain of clothes is too heavy to get under it. You're going to get chilly in the middle of the night and try to pull your comforter over you. But because you got so much stuff on the end of your bed, you can't pull that comforter up. I'm speaking and y'all all over there like, oh, she's very familiar with this experience. Been there, done that, because chaos creates depression, and people, when they are depressed, they don't clean up the things around them. They let mountains and piles of junk just kind of formulate in little corners. Look around your house right now. Do you have like little corners of stuff that's just stacked? And you've convinced yourself now that it's organized because you've stacked it in a pile? Do you have drawers where you're just hiding chaos? Just stuff everywhere. You're hoarding things. Well, your business is like that too. You won't be able to find peace where complexity lives. Every offer, every service, every system should have a purpose. I want you to audit these things right now. Even if you have to pause this video, I want you to go and look at every single thing that you're offering and ask yourself, does it help my customer or client fulfill whatever goal they have doing business with me? Does it serve a purpose? If it does not serve a purpose, and it doesn't serve your peace, and it doesn't add to your profit, it's clutter. Clear it out. Some of you guys literally have offers on your website or in your bios on whatever social platforms you're on that hadn't sold in months or years even. Clean that stuff out. You haven't sold that $750 1-hour strategy consultation call ever, and it's been in your bio for years. It's literally just taking away digital real estate space from people from being able to quickly see what they can do with you, how you can serve them, how they can get a result from you. Having all this list of things available to you looks like value. To them looks like confusion. If they're confused, they're not paying. If they're not paying, you're not making money. And that's what's keeping you in hustle phase. When you simplify your model, you multiply your money. And that just is the bottom line. When I decided to go after my very first 7-figure year, David and I made a decision that we were going to eliminate all the offers that would make it harder for us to earn our first 7 figures. And it was a challenge. It was really hard to do because some of the offers that I eliminated were 6-figure revenue generating offers. But what I had to do in order to fulfill those offers, in order to market those offers, those things were keeping me in a state of chaos. They were keeping me tied up, so I didn't have the capacity. They were eating away at my capacity in a way that did not align with my goal of becoming a 7-figure entrepreneur. And so I had to say, okay, here are all the things that I offer. These are the things that I can do well, do with ease, and scale up quickly. These are the things that require too much of me, or they're not systemized and they're going to take forever to become that way. Or maybe at that time, I can't afford to hire the type of specialist that I would need to manage that independently. So let me chill on this. Let me put this off right now. Let me take this off of my offerings for now, so I can come over here and achieve my goals. So what can you stop doing in this quarter that doesn't serve your next level? When I thought about what I would offer or what offers I would cut out, the very first year I was on my journey to becoming a 7-figure entrepreneur, the offers that I cut out were really things that just didn't even serve my next level. They were offers that I didn't want to let go because they were emotionally attached to me. Oh, not this one. This was my first masterclass that I ever created. Let me put that in the maybe I'll cut it off list. Oh, not this one. Remember, this one was when we had the $1 million mansion mentorship with the ladies. But what if we do that? What if somebody wants it? You're thinking about the what ifs and the possibilities of if people want it, and it's keeping you attached to something that's no longer serving your next level. I used to run a dozen offers. Right now, I offer 2, 3 if I do an event. And both of them perform better than everything that I was doing when I offered a dozen offers at one time cumulatively, because now my focus is behind them. There's nothing impressive about clutter. There's nothing impressive about complication. There's nothing impressive about chaos. There's nothing impressive about me coming to your website and you got all these things that just don't align and don't make sense and don't speak to me and don't make me feel like I can get an outcome. Simplicity is what builds empires. Step number 2, and this is the second step to build a soft but strong business. Systemize your success. Freedom. Freedom is the name of the game. At least it is for me. I didn't build a business, Zell, to be a prisoner to another. Maybe it's not a 9 to 5. I didn't build a business to be a prisoner to my 8 a.m. to my 8 p.m. I didn't build a business to be a prisoner to my customers. I didn't build a business to be a prisoner to my ideas. I built a business so that my ideas, the way that I serve, my talents, my gifts, my customers, the revenue would create freedom. Freedom. The freedom to live life by my own design. And the only way to get that is through processes. Example, automate what repeats, document what works, delegate what drains you. Automate anything that is repetitive in your business. If you offer a course and you have to deliver that course digitally to your customer, you should not be waking up checking your Stripe account to see what's sold overnight. You shouldn't be waiting for email notifications throughout the day to see what's selling for you to sit down at your computer and manually issue them access to anything. You can automate that. You can set up a system that says, hey, when this customer checks out for this purchase, for this course, for this masterclass, whatever it is, automate sending them an email with their login details and a welcome email to tell them how to get customer support, what they should expect, how everything works. You want a soft business? You better build some hard systems. Those systems need to be hard at work for you. They need to have all the information about your customers, your customer behavior, your customer access, everything, your customer progress. If you refuse to implement processes, you really don't deserve peace. Peace comes from processes, the way we do things. Think about your relationships. If you are in a significant relationship or marriage with someone who you could never plan to be home, you could never plan dinner with, you could never plan a date with, you can never plan a vacation because they're just so chaotic. They come and go as they please. They don't really believe in communicating with you. You don't know what's going on with them. Your schedule is your schedule. His schedule or her schedule is their schedule. And you guys have no process. There is no, this is the way we do things together. It's going to feel chaotic and you will be anxious all the time in your relationship and you will have no peace. It's when two people come together and they communicate and say, this is our goal, this is what we're working on, and this is how we're going to do it. Systems are the same thing in your business. It's the black and white that says, this is how my business runs, no matter what mood I'm in, no matter how I feel, no matter what my availability is. And if you are scared of systems, it's because you don't have processes. You don't do the same thing over and over and over in your business. In fact, Most people are scared of systems because their entire business is in their memory. Their entire business is up here. And so now, Donnie, when you start talking to me about these systems, now I got to figure out how to get this on paper and then give it to somebody in enough of a flow for them to be able to put systems in place for me. What are some things that you should systemize to build a soft but strong business? Your onboarding process. You can automate that. You can systemize your content creation. You can systemize fulfillment of your offer. You can systemize your offboarding process. You can systemize your data tracking processes, right? I promise you that when you put systems in place, you will get your time, you will get your energy, and you will get your peace back. Luxury on the front end is a result of discipline on the back end. I get to sit and show up like this, and this is honestly how I work 70, 80% of the time. If I'm home, if I don't have meetings, I don't get dressed. I'm not sitting up here and optimizing my clients' businesses fully dressed in suits and pantyhose and all the things. I'm chilling. This is what it is, baby. Half the time, I'm not even taking my rollers out of my head because that's another optimization process. I'm not taking my rollers out of my hair. I'm optimizing this hair. I'm maximizing this hairstyle. So I'm keeping my hair rolled until it's time for me to leave the house. Luxury on the front end is a result of discipline on the back end. All right. So number 3, your third step to build a soft but strong business, schedule your sanity. I think this was the first thing that I learned to do, Zell. I think this was the first thing that I learned to do that brought me some peace in my business. Because earlier in my journey, it became really easy to drop balls. Like you're in a meeting and then you get a text message of somebody else who's like, hey, I'm waiting here for you. And you're like, oh my God, I forgot. It also just created so much anxiety because trying to operate off of your memory, trying to build a business or build anything where you're just operating off of your memory, it's hard. Like I can't imagine anymore waking up like, what do I have to do today? I just can't imagine being that person anymore. Whenever I commit to something, it immediately goes on my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't happen. That's just my rule. And that's been my rule, I don't know, since maybe 2012. That's been my rule now, I guess, for the last 13 years. My strong rule since 2014, because that's the year that I left corporate America. Finally, I hadn't been there since. And I learned very early that my calculator was my cash. My calculator was my cash. My calendar was my cash calculator. My mentor taught me that. Donnie, if you don't put it on your calendar, like how do you even know what kind of money you're making? You know, because my business requires like sales calls and things like that. And I'm making notes. I'm taking notes, and don't put one note on one page and another note on another page. He's like, you don't even know how much money you're making. Your calendar is your cash calculator. That means that you should be able to open your phone, go to your calendar or go to your manual calendar, and you should be able to look at it and see what kind of activity you have on your calendar at any given time, right? You should be able to look at it and see these things. And from this, you can say, we making some money this month or this week, or we're not. And you see, we got things on the calendar every single day. Now, on my calendar now, based on where I am, these aren't all my appointments anymore. Some of these things are meetings, you know, some are sales calls, some are things that I'm keeping an eye on that other team members are doing. But my calculator is my my calendar is my cash calculator. I can tell based on my calendar if I need to rev up marketing a little bit, if I need to show my face in the business a little bit more. If your calendar isn't active, I'm going to ask you, just like my mentor asked me, how do you know where the money is going to be made this month, this week, this day? And don't forget to add time for rest and recovery. Oh, it's on the calendar. Don't forget to add, and even on my calendar as well. Well, it's not on my calendar. It's on an alarm clock. 8:30 p.m. every single day. A gratitude alarm that goes off. I schedule strategy meetings. I schedule admin time. I schedule peace, my sanity, my work. If my work is scheduled, my peace and my sanity is scheduled as well, because I'm not going to go through a whole week without doing something intentionally that pours back into my cup. Soft business, but strong business. It's strong because I don't forget to prioritize my peace. There's not going to be a 2-week period of time where it's like, you know what? I haven't meditated in a minute. That's why I'm acting so crazy. If I don't meditate for periods of time, it's not because it's not on my calendar. It's because I hit snooze on the alarm or something that has happened, right? Your business should run with or without your mood. Systemize everything. Move on. We moved on from that one. I'm on scheduling my sanity. See, this is why you need to have things documented, because my memory took me back to number 2 and we're on number 3. Time blocking is one of my favorite activities for my calendar, like blocking out a peace day or blocking out a CEO day or blocking out my calendar for a sales calls day, right? Sometimes many of us are so organized to the point where we want to say Mondays are for this, Tuesdays are for that, Wednesdays are for the other thing. Incorporate what feels good into your schedule. All right. Incorporate what feels good into your schedule in terms of, like, for example, I like to do my admin hours at the top of the day. It's really, really hard for me to come back in after I've gone out for lunch and run errands and worked, to come back in at 3 and 4 o'clock in the day to do administrative work. It's so hard. My brain just doesn't even like to, it doesn't align with that kind of work. 4 o'clock are my creative juices. This is when I'm in my creativity block, right? It's not in my respond to emails and all the things. So I know for me, on my calendar, because of how I work, I check emails first thing in the day, and then it's usually the last thing that I do in the day as well. Number 4, strengthen your standards. Excellence is not negotiable. Even when you're building a soft but strong business, excellence is not negotiable. Okay? It's the standard. It's the standard. You can operate gently and still have grit. You can operate gently and still have a standard of excellence that your customers and your clients appreciate. Okay? Also, when I say standards, I'm talking about boundaries as well. My gosh. For the first 5 to 7 years of my business, I didn't have boundaries. People could reach out to me all day. Customers could DM me. They could WhatsApp me. They can Telegram me. And I'm responding to everything because in my mind, accessibility was valuable. But being accessible to everyone else, there was a season where I was a coach and I was helping people create these powerful ideas that they were going on and creating 6-figure success from, and I was struggling. I had all this information that I'm teaching, but because I was so accessible to people almost 24 hours a day, I had no capacity to work on my own business, growing my own business, implementing my own systems. I'm just available to whatever the customer needs. And that made me unavailable to what I actually needed. And it also made me unavailable to grow the business. I only had the capacity to maintain what I already had. And so I am going to overemphasize to you boundaries. Boundaries are how you protect your peace. Standards are how you protect your purpose. All right? What'd I say? 4? Those are the 4. So 1, simplify your model. 2, systemize your success. 3, schedule your sanity. And 4, strengthen your standards. And don't think for 1 minute that softness means that you're slowing down. Softness means that you are organized, structured, and secure. Softness means that you've done the work. You've likely gone through the grind phase. You've done all the things, and now you can feel assured. You can rest easy and feel assured that your strategy and your systems are paying off. Your optimization is paying off. Your time spent is paying off. The research is paying off. The hard work is paying off. The early mornings are paying off. The late nights are paying off. The times that you couldn't be present is paying off. That's what softness is an indication of. Ease is not a luxury more than it is a leadership skill in business. All right. I'm not talking about the stay-at-home wives that you guys just live a life of luxury. Actually, that's a leadership skill too, because you got to get him. Okay. You know what I mean? You got to get his buy-in a little bit. But ease is actually a leadership skill. If your business is running chaotically every single day, I guarantee that you have really poor leadership skills. If you build your business right, you can have flow, foundation, and fortune. You can. You can have freedom and focus. It doesn't mean that you're oblivious to anything that's going on. It doesn't mean that you're missing out. Peace doesn't mean that you're missing out. I am here running my business, educating you, and I guarantee someone's gotten an epiphany right from the luxury of my studio in my robe. This isn't a sign of lack of preparation. This is a sign of peace. This is a sign of, wow, she's done some hard work. This is a sign of what's possible. And the road may never be what you want to be possible for you. The downtime might not ever be what you want to be possible for you. But I want you to decide what you do want to be possible for you, and then set up your business in a way that honors that. Set up your business in a way that starts with discipline, strategy, systems, leadership. This week, I want you to pick one of those things. I want you to pick one of the four steps to build a strong business, and I want you to work on those things. All right. So you're going to pick simplify, systemize, schedule, or strengthen, and you're going to do one action that creates more softness in that area. If you're waking up every single day putting out fires, I'm sure you don't want to deal with that. I'm sure you don't want to deal with dozens of emails of why people didn't get whatever they purchased from you, or it's not working, or whatever that looks like. So then you want to look at systemizing. Create some softness there. And then the following week, or the following 2 weeks, or the following month, I want you to pick one of the other 4 steps and simplify or soften that area as well. And I want you to share with me in the comments, which area are you focusing on? Is it going to be to simplify, to systemize, to schedule, or to strengthen? Pick which area, type it in the comments. Soft but strong. Soft but strong business, soft but strong lifestyle, soft but strong CEO. You got this. You got this. You got this. You deserve for peace to be your final product. That's it. This has been another episode of Full Transparency with Donnie Wiggins. I am Donnie Wiggins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode. Especially share this episode with that person who's just working super hard, that person that you support, that person that you are championing, but you want them to remember that peace is the priority too. Peace is an outcome too. Peace is a metric of success as well. Send that and say, your girl Donnie is talking and she's saying some stuff that I think might resonate with you. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.